President Alexander Stubb would not accept any athletes from Russia and Belarus participating Olympic. A shooting occurred on Saturday evening at the Pub Härmän Häjy restaurant in Seinäjoki. Guarantee Foundation has issued a warning about a new debt trap from long-term consumer loans. Police have arrested a suspect related to a shooting incident in Haukilahden, Espoo. President Alexander Stubb, attending the Olympics in Paris, expressed his hope that the Finnish team would win between 1 and 3 medals. However, Stubb also emphasized that he would not accept any athletes from Russia and Belarus participating, due to Russia's serious violations of international law. He believes that the presence of athletes from these two countries should not be allowed, even if they compete without representing their nation. Stubb noted that Russian families should understand that their country is not represented at this Olympics. A shooting occurred on Saturday evening at the Pub Härmän Häjy restaurant in Seinäjoki, Finland, injuring at least 5 people. According to police, the incident started when 2 individuals in a group of about 7 to 8 people began arguing and shooting, injuring bystanders. The injured were taken to the hospital, with 3 in serious condition. Several individuals have been arrested, and the incident is being investigated under charges including attempted murder and firearm violations. Police are also asking for information from anyone present at the scene. Guarantee Foundation has issued a warning about a new debt trap from long-term consumer loans. With interest rates falling, unsecured consumer loans can extend up to 15 years, leading borrowers to pay back several times the original amount. For example, a €32,000 loan could result in total payments of nearly €100,000. Consumer organizations argue that legislation should control the loan duration to protect consumers, similar to regulations in Norway. Guarantee Foundation also calls for greater transparency in advertising and stricter regulations on these loans. Police have arrested a suspect related to a shooting incident in Haukilahden, Espoo. On Saturday afternoon, the emergency center received a report of violence in a private apartment where one person was shot and subsequently hospitalized. The situation posed no threat to surrounding individuals. On Saturday night, police peacefully arrested a man suspected of being involved in the incident in an apartment in Kavisto, Vantaa. Both the victim and the suspect are males around 30 years old. The investigation, led by the Western Uusimaa Police Department, is ongoing, with initial charges of attempted murder. A shortage of lifeguards is an issue in many areas of Finland. Although these regions are responsible for ensuring beach safety, many cannot recruit enough qualified lifeguards. For instance, in Seinäjoki, there were no beach supervision services last year due to a lack of staff. Currently, the number of people who cannot swim is increasing, which could lead to dangerous situations. In Sotkamo, only one lifeguard, Lasse Komu, is working at Hiukan Beach due to staff shortages, impacting safety and service with potentially over 100 swimmers at a time. Some cities have outsourced these services to private companies to address the shortage. Two men have been arrested in connection with a shooting in the parking lot of Tuomiojärvi Beach, Jyväskylä, on Saturday morning. The suspects, adult males residing in the Keski-Suomi area, were involved in an incident where several shots were fired around 5:30 a.m., fortunately without injuries. Police have detained 12 people, 10 of whom were later released. The investigation includes charges of endangering public safety, firearm violations, and drug-related offenses. Sociologists warn that the Finnish government's welfare cuts are concerning many unemployed individuals. Julian Leno, unemployed in Turku, worries about the future as social support decreases, making an already difficult life even harder. Experts suggest these measures could push more people into poverty and poor health. Ville Viitala, another unemployed individual, fears the government is creating a clear divide between the rich and poor. In Helsinki, a wave of building occupations is occurring, exemplified by Kauskartano, a building associated with the Kulosaaren Kartano area. These occupations have lasted over 2 months. The city of Helsinki has announced plans to evict the occupants by early autumn but is also negotiating to find permanent spaces for them. The city and Luhos Rai, a nonprofit organization, are working together to find long-term solutions to prevent similar future occupations. According to a report by the National Bureau of Economic Research, if the Earth's temperature rises by an additional 3 degrees Celsius, the economic consequences will be extremely dire. A study indicates that the economic impact of climate change could be 6 times greater than previously estimated. Each additional degree Celsius increase could reduce global GDP by up to 12%. Experts estimate that without preventive action, global temperatures could rise by 3 degrees by 2100, causing declines in production, capital movement, and consumption by as much as 50%. The impact will be particularly severe in hotter and poorer regions, but it will also affect countries like Finland. A unique rock painting was recently discovered in Ruokolahti, near the Russian border. Mika Pinomäki, who stumbled upon the painting while walking, reported it to the National Museum. They confirmed it to be a rock painting depicting a bird, a rare image in Finland. Although time has faded the painting, it remains recognizable thanks to moss growing on the surface. Experts believe the painting could be hundreds or even thousands of years old. Like other rock paintings, it may have been used for communication or religious purposes. Coldplay enjoyed their time in Helsinki by walking around the city center and enjoying a sauna. This was one of the few interviews the band participated in during their tour, and YLE had the rare opportunity to speak with them. Lead singer Chris Martin expressed happiness about performing in Finland for the first time. Along with John Buckland, Martin humorously mentioned that it took them 27 years of practice to perform in Finland, praised Finnish football players, and joked about covering songs by the band Lordi. In Finland, thousands of crossword puzzles are published annually, and Teemu Palonen is one of the creators. Palonen draws inspiration from images and crafts puzzles by arranging words in the most interesting way possible. The selected words often include special characters like Y, A, and O. The crosswords typically feature simple word or image clues. They became popular during the pandemic and continue to be favored. Crossword magazines occupy nearly half the shelf space in bookstores, with over 60 different types available. Prices have remained unchanged since the early 2010s, making them an affordable entertainment option.